What if I told you there are countries on Earth with no army, no tanks, no fighter jets, no soldiers standing at borders, and yet they are not at war. They are not occupied. They are not afraid. In fact, some of them are among the safest and richest places in the world. Sounds impossible, right? Because we're taught one thing: no army equals no security. But what if that belief is completely wrong? Today, we're uncovering a truth that will change how you see power, war, and global politics forever. Why do some countries have no military? How do they survive? And what would happen if every country did the same? Let's begin. First, let's name them. There are around 20 countries in the world without a standing army. Some of the most famous examples: Costa Rica, Iceland, Panama, Vatican City, Liechtenstein. Now here's the shocking part. Some of these countries abolished their military after war. Yes, after experiencing conflict, they chose peace. That sounds risky, almost foolish. But was it? Let's talk about Costa Rica. In 1948, Costa Rica had a civil war. People died. Families were destroyed. The country was divided. After the war ended, the new leader made a decision that shocked the world. He abolished the military completely. No army, no defense ministry, nothing. Instead, he put the military budget into education, healthcare, infrastructure. Today, Costa Rica is one of the most stable democracies in Latin America. It has high literacy rates, strong healthcare, and ranks among the happiest nations globally. The message was clear: books instead of bullets, and it worked. Now, think about Iceland. Cold, isolated, small population, no army, not even one. Yet no one invades it. Why? Because security doesn't always mean weapons. Iceland is a founding member of NATO, which means if someone attacks Iceland, powerful nations step in. Instead of building its own army, it built alliances. Smart move, or dangerous dependency. Hold that thought. Now imagine a country so small, you can walk across it in 30 minutes. That's Vatican City. It has no army. Only the Swiss Guard, a small ceremonial force that protects the Pope. But here's the truth. No one invades Vatican City because there is no benefit, no oil, no strategic land, no military value. Sometimes the best defense is simply being non-threatening. Here's something powerful. Many countries without armies focus heavily on economy and diplomacy. Instead of saying fear us, they say trade with us. Money creates interdependence. Interdependence reduces war, because attacking a trade partner hurts both sides. So these countries build financial power, tourism, global partnerships. Their protection isn't tanks, it's economic value. If the world benefits from your existence, the world protects you. Now let's be honest. If a powerful country really wanted to invade a small, army-less nation, could they? Yes. So why don't they? Because war is expensive, politically, economically, reputationally. Invading a peaceful country without military threat would destroy global reputation. Sanctions would follow. Trade would collapse. International law would respond. So the cost of invasion becomes higher than the reward. That's the secret. These countries survive, not because they are strong militarily, but because the world system makes attacking them irrational. We assume power means weapons, but power can also mean strategic alliances, economic influence, geographic irrelevance, neutrality. Some countries choose neutrality. They don't take sides in global conflicts. They avoid enemies. They build trust, and trust becomes protection. Sometimes, the safest place is the one no one sees as a threat. Now, here's the uncomfortable question. What if global politics change? What if alliances collapse? What if powerful nations stop caring about reputation? Then what? Countries without armies depend on global stability, international cooperation, diplomatic relationships. If the world becomes unstable, their risk increases. So yes, it's peaceful, but it's also a gamble, a calculated gamble. Now, imagine this. What if large countries, like the United States, China, India, or Russia, abolished their armies? Impossible, almost. Because large powers don't just defend, they influence. They project power globally. Small countries can afford peace because they don't aim for dominance. Big powers compete for influence. Different roles, different realities. Here's the deeper truth. These countries challenge one of humanity's oldest beliefs, that safety comes from strength. Maybe safety sometimes comes from trust, smart diplomacy, strategic positioning, and choosing not to fight. It's not weakness. It's a different kind of courage. The courage to believe that cooperation works better than confrontation. So now, let me ask you something. If a small country can survive without an army, if it can educate its children instead of training soldiers, if it can invest in hospitals instead of missiles, then what does that say about the rest of the world? Maybe the real question isn't, why do some countries have no army? Maybe the real question is, why do the rest of us believe we can't? Because sometimes, the strongest nation is the one that doesn't need to prove it, and that might be the most powerful idea of all. So now you know. Some countries chose books over bullets, diplomacy over destruction, peace over power. And somehow, they survived. But here's the real question. Is the world peaceful because powerful nations have armies? Or are small nations peaceful because they chose not to? Tell me in the comments. Should more countries abolish their military? If this video changed the way you think about power and war, then don't forget to like this video, comment your opinion, subscribe for more mind-blowing world truths, because the next video might challenge something even bigger. Until then, stay curious.